Hello, everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss how theory is used in qualitative and mixed methods research. While theory plays a structured, deductive role in quantitative studies, in qualitative research, it is often more flexible and can take on different roles depending on the study's design and goals. In qualitative research, theory can be used at the beginning of a study to frame the investigation, or it can emerge as a result of the research process. Sometimes it's a guiding lens in qualitative research, or in other cases, it can simply develop out of the data. Now, let's talk about where theory fits into the overall structure of a qualitative study. The role of theory is flexible and it can be placed at different points depending on the type of research you're conducting. First, locate theory early on in the study. In some qualitative studies, theory is introduced early. If you're using a theoretical lens like the feminist theory or critical race theory, the theory might be presented up front in your literature review or in the theoretical framework section. For example, if you're using the feminist theory to examine gender dynamics in the workplace, you would begin by explaining this theory and how it frames your research questions. The theory provides the lens through which you interpret all data, so it needs to be introduced early and clearly. By placing theory early in the study, you're signaling to your readers that the research is guided by a specific perspective that will influence every stage of your research, from the design to the interpretation of results. The theory as an analytical lens. Now, even if theory isn't the starting point, it can still be brought in during the analysis stage. Sometimes researchers don't fully adopt a theoretical framework until they've gathered some data. And slowly, as patterns and themes emerge from your qualitative data, they may turn to existing theories to help interpret those findings. So, for example, if you're conducting a case study and start seeing some patterns related to organizational culture, you might then decide to use, for example, Shane's model of organizational culture as a lens to make sense of the data. Third, you can use theory at the end of the study. Now, in some cases, particularly when using approaches like grounded theory, you might not introduce theory until the end of the study. In these studies, your goal is to build theory from the data rather than test or apply an existing one. So, for example, in ethnography, you might not begin with a specific theory, but instead let the cultural patterns or behaviors you observe guide your theoretical conclusions. The theory emerges from your understanding of how the participants construct meaning in their own world. Now, this flexibility in the placement of the theory is one of the key features of qualitative research. You can either start with a theory, use it as an analytical tool, or develop it as an outcome of your study. In mixed methods research, the theory can be used in several ways. It can guide both strands of the study, as in both quantitative and qualitative. It can employ different theories for each component, or it can serve as a framework for integrating the findings. Now let's take a look at the types of mixed methods theory use. First is it guides both components. So a single theory, such as example the self-determination theory, can guide both quantitative and the qualitative parts of the study. Or alternatively, you can also have different theories for each component. So sometimes separate theories guide each part, like using the transformational leadership theory for the quantitative measures of employee performance and social identity theory for qualitative exploration of employees' perceptions. And third, you can also use theory as a framework for the integration. So theory helps integrate findings or the it also helps integrate the data, such as combining patient outcomes and experiences in a health study using the social cognitive theory to explain behavior change. Now, what is the importance of theory in mixed methods? Number one, it can be used as a framework for integration, as mentioned. So, the theory in that instance provides coherence between quantitative and qualitative findings, and it ensures that they work together to answer the research questions of the study. Second, it enhances the rigor. So, the theory grounds the study in established knowledge, making the results more credible. The theory also guides research questions and methods, and it informs how to frame these questions and select the right methodologies that align with the study's goals. And lastly, the importance of the theory lies in the fact that it can inform data collection and analysis, and it shapes both of these of both the data collection and the analysis and how you can interpret the data. Theoretically driven mixed method studies would be one in where the theory shapes both the research design and the data integration. For example, self determination theory might guide how both quantitative and qualitative data are collected and analyzed in a study on, let's say, for example, teacher motivation. And this is different from the integration based on theory, because in this case, the results from different data sources, such as the surveys and interviews, are synthesized based on the theoretical framework.